We spend, well, a massive amount of our lives staring at our phones.
Yeah, we really do.
It just often feels like we're trapped in this, infinite scroll, treating these incredible devices as endless time sinks. But what if we changed that dynamic entirely? What if those idle thumbs could accomplish a full week's worth of work in a single afternoon?
That is the real promise we're looking at today. And I know, it sounds almost impossible at first, like productivity science fiction. But the fascinating thing is the underlying technology actually exists right now to make that happen.
Right. Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we are on a very specific mission. We're exploring 5 AI apps that actually work. Tools that legitimately transform your phone into a powerhouse productivity assistant.
Exactly. And we need to be clear up front. Our goal here isn't just to clutter your home screen by using more apps. The ultimate goal is reclaiming your time. We're looking at how to completely automate your daily meetings, how to drastically speed up your research, and how to conquer reading massive, dense documents on a tiny screen. We'll even explore automated mobile video editing, and finally, how to streamline your daily planning.
Let's start by unpacking what is arguably the most universal daily bottleneck for all of us.
Yeah.
We're talking about meetings. I'll make a vulnerable admission right here at the top. I still wrestle with trying to write notes and actually listen at the same time.
It's so common.
It just feels like a constant cognitive struggle to do either one of them well.
It's incredibly difficult because human working memory just isn't designed for that. You can't process complex audio, synthesize it, and mechanically type it out all at the exact same time. So Otter AI is designed to solve this problem completely.
By acting as sort of an invisible stenographer.
Right. It listens to your meetings and handles the transcription in real time. And by transcription, I just mean turning spoken words into written text instantly.
Okay, so by offloading that mechanical task, it frees up your mental bandwidth to actually be present in the room, or on the screen, as it were.
Exactly. You stop being a secretary for your own conversations. And where it gets really interesting is what happens after the call ends.
Right, because nobody wants to read a giant block of text.
Exactly. It doesn't just hand you a giant wall of text. It gives you a synthesized summary. It automatically highlights the key action items. Plus, it connects seamlessly to Google Meet, it works beautifully with Microsoft Teams, and it integrates perfectly with Zoom.
I'm curious about the actual mechanics of that integration.
Yeah.
So it just joins the meeting for you, like a digital participant.
Yes. Once you've connected your calendar, it joins the virtual room automatically. It starts transcribing right away. But it goes beyond just capturing words. Through voice recognition, it actually tags exactly who is speaking at any given moment.
Oh, that's smart.
And it embeds helpful timestamps throughout the text. So you get the full raw transcript if you need to verify a quote, but you also get that highly condensed, quick version of what actually mattered.
That seems incredibly efficient when you think about the sheer manual effort normally involved in post-meeting wrap-ups. Typically, you spend, at least 10 minutes writing up your sloppy meeting notes?
Easily.
Trying to recall who promised to deliver what by Friday?
Now, compare that friction to the Otter AI workflow. Forwarding that auto-generated summary to your team takes about 30 seconds.
Wow.
You're saving so much time on the back end. But more importantly, you're spending less time on manual note-taking during the call, which means you spend much more time actually participating in the discussion.
It sounds ideal for daily stand-ups or keeping track of one-on-ones, making those short client calls much easier to manage.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the logistics, though, specifically the pricing structure, because it's pretty straightforward, but it has some important caveats.
It does, yeah. There's a free tier available, which is a great starting point. It gives you 300 minutes of transcription per month. However, there's a hard limit. Each individual conversation is capped at 30 minutes.
And what if your workflow demands more than that?
Then you look at the Pro plan. That runs $8.33 per month. It quadruples your monthly limit to 1,200 minutes. And more importantly, your individual conversations can stretch up to 90 minutes. Beyond that, there's the business plan, which costs $19.99 per user and gives your team completely unlimited transcription.
That brings up a crucial question about the limitations. What is the main danger of relying solely on the free tier?
Well, the transcription will literally cut off mid-sentence if your meeting goes past 30 minutes, which is the main reason people upgrade to Pro.
Got it. So longer meetings strictly require the paid upgrade.
Exactly. It forces a decision if your calendar is full of hour-long strategy calls.
So the meeting finishes. You often need to fact-check something that was just discussed, or maybe you need to research an entirely new topic brought up on the call.
Right.
Traditionally, this usually means falling down an absolute rabbit hole. You open a dozen mobile browser tabs, you scroll past ads, and you just get lost in the noise.
That friction is exactly where Perplexity comes in. It's built to solve this exact problem of information overload on mobile devices. It delivers incredibly fast, thoroughly sourced answers, and it does this directly on your phone using plain English.
It feels fundamentally different from a regular search engine.
Yeah.
I like to think about it this way. Traditional search is like walking into a massive, messy library where the librarian just throws a pile of books at you to sort through yourself.
Yeah, good luck.
Right. But Perplexity is completely different. It's like stacking Lego blocks of data into a neat, highlighted report specifically built for you.
That is a perfect analogy for how the underlying technology actually operates. When you ask a question in plain English, it doesn't just match keywords to URLs.
Okay.
It spins up a real-time web search. It actively reads the text on multiple pages, gathers information from those diverse sources, and then it shows you side-by-side citations right next to the synthesized answer.
Which instantly makes the information reliable. It makes it easy to access because you can check claims quickly by tapping the little footnote numbers.
Right.
You verify what you read online without wasting time bouncing between entirely different websites.
Right. And for a lot of people, the free version easily handles most everyday queries. But there is a pro version available, which costs $17 per month.
I imagine the free version hits a computational wall pretty quickly if you're doing deeper research. Does the pro version actually change the mechanics of the search?
It does, yeah. It utilizes stronger, more capable AI models behind the scenes. It dives into deeper, more academic or technical sources for complex topics, rather than just pulling from top-level blogs.
That makes sense.
It's really ideal for gathering comprehensive context before making major business decisions.
Let's look at a specific real-world prompt to see how this actually works. The source material provides a great example that you can type or speak directly into Perplexity. It says, compare Notion and Obsidian for personal note-taking in 2025.
Right, and the beautiful thing is you can add highly specific parameters to that prompt to narrow the focus.
Exactly. You can append the prompt by saying include pricing, offline support, and which one is better for beginners. Cite your sources.
When you feed it that prompt, Perplexity actively pulls from multiple recent tech blogs, forums, and official websites.
It does the heavy lifting.
Exactly. It then presents a clear, highly structured side-by-side comparison answering your exact criteria. You see the citations immediately embedded in the text.
That's
It
incredible.
makes it so easy to trust the information because the proof is right there, allowing you to act on it right away.
So why does this beat a traditional web search engine?
Instead of handing you a list of links to click through and read yourself, it reads them for you and synthesizes a direct answer with reliable footnotes.
Right. You get an actual synthesized answer, not just links.
It completely changes how you gather information before your next meeting. You can ensure your talking points are accurate instantly right from your phone.
But sometimes, that initial research yields something massive. You find a dense, 50-page strategy PDF or a massive technical manual.
Oh yeah, those are brutal.
How do you digest something that large quickly? Trying to read a 50-page PDF on a 6-inch mobile screen usually drives you crazy.
That exact friction brings us to NotebookLM. It's essentially an AI research assistant designed specifically to help you quickly understand your own long documents. You don't have to read them cover to cover anymore.
That sounds like a lifesaver.
It reads the file, highlights key points for you, and can actively identify the strong and weak arguments hidden deep within the text.
How does the actual setup work for someone doing this from their phone?
It's remarkably simple. You can upload various types of files directly into your personal notebook. You can upload PDFs, you can link directly to your Google Docs, or you can even submit YouTube links or full website URLs.
So the AI reads or watches it all. But there is a very important technical distinction here that we need to clarify. The answers you get from NotebookLM are derived exclusively from the uploaded material.
Yes, that is the core philosophy of the tool. It only knows exactly what you feed it.
Right.
It intentionally does not use its broader general AI knowledge to answer your questions.
Which is brilliant because this prevents a very common AI issue known as hallucination. Hallucination just means the AI making things up that sound completely real. NotebookLM avoids this trap entirely by firmly sticking to the boundaries of your document.
Right, you ask questions, and it answers based solely on the real text itself.
I love that.
But arguably, the most impressive part of this entire ecosystem is the audio overview feature. With literally one tap on your screen, it generates a deeply engaging audio conversation.
How so?
It creates a highly realistic podcast-style discussion between two AI hosts who sound entirely human. They explain your document to each other, banter back and forth, and highlight what matters most from your specific upload.
Whoa. Imagine turning a dense 50-page technical document into a 20-minute commute podcast. That is absolutely wild to think about.
It's an absolute game changer for professional preparation. You arrive at your morning meetings already fully prepared because your commute became a custom learning session.
That's so much better than the alternative.
Right. Instead of agonizing over tiny text for an hour, you just listen while driving or making coffee.
The source material provides a fantastic, highly analytical prompt to use once your document is uploaded. You ask the system this: what are the 3 strongest arguments in this document, and where is the reasoning weakest? Quote, the specific sections.
Because of that closed-loop system we talked about, NotebookLM pulls the answers directly from your source. It extracts the key points, critically analyzes the arguments as requested, and gives you a clear, balanced summary in minutes.
And the really surprising thing is that the mobile apps for both iPhone and Android are completely free. It's an ideal setup for preparing for college classes, board meetings, or legal reviews.
It effectively turns passive commuting time into a highly productive review session. But I know introducing AI into deep reading raises a very valid concern for many skeptical users.
Right? How do we trust the AI isn't just making up arguments that sound good?
Because NotebookLM provides exact references and quotes directly from the uploaded source, allowing you to verify every single claim against the original text.
What exact citations mean you can easily verify every claim.
Exactly. You always have the literal receipts right there on your screen to double-check the AI's work.
All right, so we've covered reading, researching, and note-taking. But consuming content is one thing. Creating content is an entirely different, highly demanding challenge.
Especially for professionals needing to communicate complex ideas visually to their teams or an audience. Historically, mobile video editing used to be an incredibly tedious, frustrating process.
I really have to push back a little here because I'm still skeptical. Mobile editing usually feels so clunky to me.
Oh, I get it.
No matter what app I use, my thumbs are always clumsily tapping the wrong tiny timeline clips, and I end up giving up and moving to my laptop anyway.
That absolutely used to be true, and it's a valid frustration. But heavy AI automation changes the game entirely. We're looking at CapCut, which is specifically designed to create short, high-impact videos quickly.
Okay.
It uses advanced AI to completely take over the repetitive, microscopic editing tasks that used to require a mouse and keyboard.
What kind of automated features are we actually talking about to replace that manual precision?
Well, it has a tool called Super Transitions. Instead of manually keyframing 2 clips to blend together, you apply incredibly smooth, cinematic transitions in just 1 tap. There are multiple dynamic styles, and you can easily adjust the length with a single slider.
I suppose that does save a lot of manual adjusting and tweaking on the timeline.
It also features professional cutout, which is fascinating technology. It analyzes the depth of the video and removes backgrounds automatically without needing a green screen.
That's super convenient.
And if you want, you can use a digital green screen, customize the cutout entirely, and seamlessly add background audio to the new environment.
What about adding context, like text and visual flair? Doing typography on a phone is notoriously awful.
It bypasses manual typing by offering auto captions and automatic lyrics generation from the audio track. You can apply built-in highly animated text templates.
Oh, nice.
Editing the fonts, animations, and colors is suddenly very easy. It also includes an entire suite of AI effects.
What kind of effects?
Visual enhancements, like superpowers and dynamic blow effects. You can apply intelligent color filters that adjust based on the lighting. You can tweak the intensity, the color balance, and the light exposure.
Wow, on a phone.
Yeah, and the processor is powerful enough that you preview everything rendered in real time.
But the most interesting feature mentioned in our source material is something called SmartCut. How does that actually function behind the scenes?
SmartCut acts as an algorithmic assistant editor. It automatically scans your entire video file and auto-detects dead air. It finds those painfully long pauses where you were thinking of what to say, and it visually trims the filler words right out of your timeline.
That is amazing.
You see all the remaining clips arranged visually, and you can quickly identify the exact sections it decided to trim.
That sounds like a massive time saver for anyone making talking head videos.
It really is. The total editing time drops dramatically. We're talking about a workflow going from about 45 minutes of tedious clicking on a laptop down to just 15 minutes of reviewing on a phone.
That's a huge difference.
The Smart Cut feature alone saves about 10 minutes of manual scrubbing per short video.
But does Smart Cut actually make the video feel natural, or does it sound choppy where it makes those automated cuts?
It keeps the flow smooth and professional by intelligently identifying where to trim, acting like an automated rough draft editor.
Smart Cut acts as an automatic, smooth, rough draft video editor.
Yes. It fundamentally lets you focus your energy on the creativity of the message instead of the manual labor of the timeline. It handles the full workflow from recording to publishing, meaning you literally never need to open a computer.
So if we look at the whole picture, we've automated our writing during meetings, we've automated our deep reading of documents, we've sped up our visual editing.
Right.
Finally, what if you just need to step away from the glass screen entirely?
We all hit that wall where staring at pixels stops being productive. Sometimes you just need to brainstorm freely. You need to untangle a complex problem or just verbally plan your day. That is exactly where Gemini Live comes in. It is Google's advanced conversational voice AI.
The primary shift here is that you interact with it entirely by speaking. It's not a text box. It has a remarkably natural conversation flow.
Exactly.
Because it understands context so well, you can interrupt it mid-sentence. You can abruptly switch topics, or you can go completely off track, and it adapts.
Right. And it never breaks or gets confused by the pivot. It just continues the conversation smoothly, adjusting to your new train of thought.
You don't need to memorize any rigid robotic commands. It feels so much more like just talking to a really smart, patient human being.
And it is completely free on both major mobile platforms. However, the operational experiences do differ slightly depending on the operating system of your device.
Let's break down that difference so people know what to expect. What happens on an Android device?
On Android, it replaces the old Google Assistant at the core system level. That deep integration means it can actually read what is currently displayed on your screen.
Oh,
Yeah, it works directly in tandem with your other Google apps, making it highly context-aware of what you're doing.
and what about the iPhone experience? How does it compare?
On the iPhone, Apple's restrictions mean it operates entirely within the standalone Gemini app. It functions incredibly well in that sandbox, offering the exact same conversational fluency,
Right.
but it naturally has less system-wide integration compared to the Android experience.
Either way, it sounds ideal for planning out loud. You can verbally organize the chaos of your day, or you can actively solve complex problems while taking a walk outside.
It really provides amazing hands-free preparation. You speak your rough ideas aloud, and you actively invite the AI to point out any weak spots or logical leaps in your reasoning.
It helps you process dense information so much faster than typing ever could. It takes what feels like an everyday, casual conversation and turns it into concrete, actionable results.
So, what makes this different from the voice assistants we've had on our phones for the last decade?
Wait, I should be asking you that.
Fair enough, I'll take it.
Huh?
Older assistants required short, rigid commands, whereas Gemini Live allows for messy, interruptible, completely natural human conversations.
It handles natural human interruptions instead of demanding rigid commands.
Exactly. It completely removes the mechanical friction of communicating with your phone.
So let's pull the lens back and bring this all together. We have looked at 5 distinct, highly capable tools today.
And the real magic here is not found in using them as isolated, disconnected apps. The true magic happens when you elegantly combine them. That's how you build a cohesive, incredibly powerful mobile workflow.
Let's walk through how that sequence actually looks in practice for a typical professional.
Sure. You start your process by researching a brand new topic in Perplexity. You gather your synthesized facts and cited sources quickly.
Okay.
Then you take those specific findings and upload them directly into NotebookLM.
That step allows for deep, grounded analysis of the specific material without any fear of hallucination.
Right. Then, armed with that knowledge, you step into a team meeting about that very topic. You simply have Otter AI running quietly in the background.
Which frees you up to actually listen.
Exactly. It captures the entire conversation, transcribes the debate, and pulls the action items.
Finally, the meeting ends. You close the laptop, put in your headphones, and walk home.
And you use Gemini Live on that walk. You talk through your impressions of the meeting out loud and verbally plan your next action steps with the AI acting as your sounding board.
That is a wildly productive afternoon, all driven from a device in your pocket. But the source material we're analyzing today offers some very important, highly actionable advice on how to actually adopt this.
Yes. Do not go out and download all 5 of these apps today. Attempting to change your entire workflow overnight is a guaranteed recipe for feeling overwhelmed and quitting.
The strategy is to pick the single app that solves your biggest, most painful daily bottleneck. If endless meetings drain your energy, start exclusively with Otter AI.
Right.
If you are constantly searching for data and getting lost in tabs, grab Perplexity.
Use that single app religiously for a full week. Wait until the interface and the habit feel completely natural. Once that one tool becomes a seamless part of your daily routine, then you can strategically stack the next one. Integrate them gradually, step by step.
That brings us to the end of our deep dive today. But I want to leave you with a more philosophical thought to mull over. We've spent this entire time talking about removing immense friction from our days.
Yeah, we have.
These modern AI tools summarize our reading, they synthesize our searches, and they take our meeting notes for us, and they literally save us hours every single day. So the ultimate question is, what are we actually going to do with that newly freed mental space?
It's a great question.
Do we just unconsciously fill it with more mindless busy work and endless scrolling? Or do we finally take the time to step back, breathe, and think deeper?
That is the real challenge, and it's a question we all have to consciously answer for ourselves.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Take care.